Today we're going to be tying up one of my favorite variations of the golden retriever. Now, this is going to be a longer format video for those who want to follow along. We're going to be using a 3x hook. This is in size 6, and it's paired with a Firehole Stone 5 32nd bead. We're going to use some flat Ultra-Thread 140 in black. This is definitely my favorite thread to tie with for any streamer. We're going to wrap up to the front and use a lead-free wire to help secure this bead in place so it's not spinning around the hook when we're finished with this fly. Once we get that secure, you can just helicopter it free and then wrap our thread all the way to the back of the hook shank. Now we're going to grab some olive marabou, and I like to use the tips because all this fine feathers that we have adds a lot of action to the fly. We're going to measure that out to be about 1.5 times the hook length. If you go much further than that, it can get wrapped up in the hook. Secure our feather to the hook, fold over the marabou, and then wrap our thread all the way to the front, fold the marabou back over, and then secure at the head of the fly. This is just going to help us build up a body. So once we get that tied down, we're going to snip that excess free and then try to get all these feathers to lay flat. Next up, we're going to grab some crystal flash. This is in olive, but orange also looks really good with this olive pattern as well. Secure that to the hook, and then fold it over and secure it on the other side. That way we only have to use these 4 strands to do both sides. We're going to secure it down a little bit tighter, and then we're going to snip it to length, and we want it to be a little bit longer than our marabou. Next up, we're going to grab some UV Estaz, and I like to trim off the tips of it, and that way we can just secure the braided line of it straight to the fly. Now that we're done with that, we want to create a nice uniform body, so we're going to wrap our thread around our hook shank until we completely cover any visible feathers, braided line, or anything like that, and try to keep it as uniform as possible. If you want to add a taper to it, a lot of people like their golden retrievers tied like that. Personally, I like mine to be nice and uniform and kind of thin. I think it adds a good profile to the fly. Now once you're happy with your body, we can move on to the next part. So we're going to grab our staz and we're going to start to wrap that up the fly. Now you want to keep some of this black underbody visible. So we're going to give it a little bit of space in between. And on each wrap, we're going to grab the staz and start to pull it backwards. So we're not trapping any of the fibers underneath it. Now once we reach that point and you're happy with your wraps, you can grab your thread and secure that just behind the head and then snip it free. Grab a whip finisher and we can use this to create a band around the head of the fly. You can use as many or as few wraps as you want, as long as you use enough to secure it, about 6 to 8 wraps. I like my band to stand out a little bit. I think it's a cool little addition to this fly. Once that's secure, we'll snip it free, and then we can trim any fibers that are sticking out past the head to add a little bit of a rounded shape towards the back of the fly. And then once we're happy with everything, grab a little bit of head cement. A little bit goes a long way, and then use this to make sure our thread wraps are going to stay in place. And there you go. This is my variation of a golden retriever. It's an excellent fly pattern that I have had a ton of luck with. And if you're not a fly tyer and want to try this for yourself, you can go to my website that's going to be linked down below, submit a custom order form, and I'd be happy to send some your way. So thanks for watching, guys, and good luck out on the water.